But to get back on topic, I feel that Marvel, they are in a good place, and they're only going to go from strength to strength from here on in. But it will be very interesting to see if they do fall. I
But
mean, let's face it.
it's they're still on the verge because I mean they've had like the last Punisher and the last Ghost Rider movie, which were done by what was it
Marvel Knights.
Marvel Knight Studios, and both of those.
Yeah, but that's like the retarded cousin in terms of
Yeah,
studios.
exactly.
It's like you want to try something different, fair enough, but they take these characters who, let's face it, will not end up in an Avengers movie like Ghost Rider or the Punisher. And it's
They're
like,
not very marketable.
That would be weird.
yeah, the Punisher showing up in a
Let's go
PG.
save the world. First of all, I have to harbor some souls. Just like
Or the Punisher starts shooting people.
Yeah.
You gotta stop bank robbery. Bang! Fuck it.
Punisher
No,
just,
like Captain
some-
America walks up to his door. He hears some knocks, opens it. There's Nick Cage standing there. So I hear you guys needed a Ghost Rider for this.
Slams the door.
What's
No,
called?
first thing they need to do is, if they want to get Ghost Rider into the Avengers, is recast Johnny Blaze, someone who is a bit younger than 60, for example.
Please,
Daddy Ken.
please.
Like,
Someone can actually act.
yeah.
I'm feeling crazy. I'm crazy. Woo! But you know what? For a new Avengers movie, I want to see them bring like Wolverine and Spider-Man, and I don't know. I want like an.
No, they won't.
That's impossible with
That's
Sony and
impossible.
Fox owning the
Yeah,
licenses.
that's true. But still, it'd be awesome if
Not
they.
to mention Wolverine wouldn't work because, you know, the claws and everything. Plus, they're actually doing something interesting with Wolverine. I mean, Wolverine the movie, because it's not going to be a sequel to X-Men Origins Wolverine. It's going to be an independent movie,
Yeah.
independent continuity-wise, and it's actually going to.
say that, but apparently the actress who plays Phoenix is showing up in it, and that.
Well, that's
stuff-
this. It's confusing as fuck because the actors stay the same as in the official X-Men continuity, but it's not connected. So perhaps they're just, you know, trying to make everyone forget about X-Men Origins Wolverine, which is not. Which I
They fucked Deadpool.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
that
I
wasn't
love
Deadpool.
Deadpool joins the Avengers.
The silence that all just happened there when you were like, they fucked Deadpool. We all sort of bowed our heads and put our hats, over our chests.
I mean, it started out good. I mean, Ryan Reynolds in the beginning, where he's actually acting like Deadpool, was awesome. But then, like, they just fucked it up so bad.
We need them to get ahead and make that Deadpool movie. They've been
Fuck
talking
yes.
about it for ages, and they said they're going to have the costume, they're going to have the yellow text
Yeah,
dialogue.
they have to have the two personalities
Exactly.
inside his brain.
Like, just do it, guys. You make so much money. You're going to make life so much easier for yourself. Look at Thor. Thor doesn't censor any of the costumes from the original comic. It embellishes them. Just and look how much money it's making. Do you not like money? I don't
Even though
care.
I did not like Thor, that was one movie I just did not care for, just because of that reason. It was too fanciful. Where like Captain America, that was a fucking awesome movie.
Yeah, I like Captain America, but Captain America stays quite close to the designs in the comic books when you think about it.
A bit more like Ultimates, and that it was more realistic, I suppose. No wings on the mask and everything.
Yeah, but what's funny
yeah.
is glad they didn't go for the personality he has in the Ultimates. They went straight on for the personality from.
You
the,
think this A stands for France, kid?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm glad they didn't go for Dick Captain America, especially if they're gonna do Dick Fantastic Four and Dick Reed Richards, which I think they've already decided on. Because the guy who directed Chronicle, a film about a bunch of dicks who get superpowers, is going to direct Fantastic Four, which I'm worried is going to be about a bunch of dicks who get superpowers. When it really should just be Reed Richards, the dick, gets superpowers, and his family does too.
He smacks
God.
the entire family, I think.
Yeah, he is a bit of a 50s pipe in the mouth, shut your face, get back in the kitchen father, so. Yeah, exactly. But my point about Thor is that if you can make a lot of money with costumes directly from the comic book, same with the Avengers, maybe not so much Hawkeye.
But I don't want to cut you off, but the thing about Deadpool is, if you read like Deadpool comics, the point is the point of Deadpool is that he's the oddball. He like walks into like a fucking KFC shop wearing the Deadpool costume with two katanas, Uzis, and everybody's like, the fuck? No, nobody even acknowledges the fact he's a mercenary, a number one mercenary in the world.
Plus, there's a reason he wears the fucking costume, because he's scarred all over.
Yeah, he's like a walking cancer cell, is what he is.
Yeah, exactly. Well, kind of like the movie version when you think about it. It's
Nah,
No, not quite.
yeah.
I mean,
he
in
doesn't
a good
have the
way.
Baraka blades. He doesn't shoot lasers out of his eyes. Last time I checked.
He isn't like the X-Men of X-Men. So
I'm kind of glad I didn't see that movie because I did not know about the eye lasers.
Yeah, he shoots eye lasers just like Cyclops, and he can he regenerates, no big deal there. But they sew his mouth shut so he can't talk. He's a walking Baraka robot, is what he is.
yeah,
What
exactly.
the fuck? He's the Merc with the mouth, and you take away his mouth. It doesn't make any
the
sense.
point. Also, wouldn't he be able to like open his mouth if he like used one of the Baraka blades to cut it open?
He'd need to get his own will back because remember he's Barack Deadpool.
Barack Obama.
Rock Deadpool.
Barack Obama's a robot. Yeah. No, but
I knew it.
Barack Deadpool is basically like being played like he's the fucking computer game. The guy's sitting there with a keyboard typing commands like it's a goddamn text adventure.
Yeah. Also, click my link because I just saw this and that's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I've seen this.
That's totally Deadpool. That's why I like Deadpool. He just is so fucking out of the ordinary. It's awesome. I mean, you have like this stereotype of like a typical comic book hero and even a comic book villain, and all of a sudden here comes fucking Freakazoid.
No, I think Marvel are going to get a hold of Daredevil really soon. I think if they can get a hold of Daredevil, maybe they'll get a hold of Deadpool pretty soon. We just have to wait and see how that pans out. I hope they do.
Yeah, seriously, because there are so many other great characters that they could use in their movies that they just don't have the license to have.
Exactly. And all the backroom deals when they were... You've heard the story about what happened to Daredevil, right? You know, Marvel is after Galactus because they're like, we really want to put Galactus in our movie for Guardians of the Galaxy. So they go to Fox and they say, hey, you know, we kind of really want Galactus. If you give us Galactus, you can keep Daredevil. And they said, well, you know, we're thinking of making a Fantastic Four reboot because we want to keep that franchise. And we kind of want to use Galactus for the first movie of that because he's going to be the one who gives them cosmic powers. And we might want to show him for a change.
Oh, you mean an evil cloud of darkness?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, you know what? Maybe we want to keep a hold of that, and you guys can have Daredevil. And Marvel came back and said, well, we really want Galactus, so you better fucking take Daredevil and like it. And they were like, but we don't fucking want Daredevil. And Daredevil in the middle, crying his blind eyes out. Seriously, isn't that just sad? Like, the most awesome superhero, thanks to Mark Waid recently, who nobody fucking wants. You know?
It's because they're still trying to get the taste of what's his face out of their mouths.
Yeah, Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck.
Let me get that toothbrush.
Actually, no. Ben Affleck's actually redeemed himself with Argo.
Yeah, I suppose. And also,
But still, Daredevil. There's no. That's like Catwoman. I mean, Halle Berry never really came back from that.
And thank God for that. Yeah, exactly.
Who would have thought Halle Berry in black leather with a whip, and no one liked it. Fucking horrible movie. Magic cat breath. That sums up the entire fucking thing.
I mean, say what you will about Ben Affleck sucking pretty badly in Daredevil, but he did write Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's just, Daredevil was just...
I mean, he has talent. He just had unfortunate casting.
And he banged J-Lo, something no one else is ever going to be able to... Well, except for a lot of rappers, but none of us can ever top.
You know, I just feel with Daredevil that Marvel are going to do a really good job once the franchise gets in their hands. But I feel really annoyed that nobody wanted to do it in the first place. It's like, come on, guys.
They were terrified of the stigma that the first Daredevil movie put on the character and everything.
But Mark Waid back and made one of the best running series of the character so far, and it sold pretty well, so...
I mean, weren't they actually thinking of rebooting it with, who played Kingpin in the first Daredevil?
He's dead.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. Like, they were thinking of rebooting and rehiring Michael Clark Duncan, but he kicked a bucket.
See, my point, I have nothing against, you know, certain kinds of race bending, but Kingpin is a white guy because Kingpin is supposed to be the pudgy, pasty white kid who grew up in the middle of Harlem and made something of himself, turned himself into a massive bulk of a, you know, that was the point of the character. It's like, I can see why I want to get Michael Clark Duncan back in because he is a good actor, but I just don't think he's the Kingpin. I just don't, you know, there are plenty of other racial properties they can cover. The Falcon, the Black Panther, which is a fucking awesome character, you know, Luke Cage. Why don't they go for these? These are really obvious choices to make. Why don't they do it?
Pandering mostly. I suppose we should be glad that Mark Webb decided to actually go with Peter Parker, not Michael Morales, for his version of Spider-Man.
Biggest problem with Morales, it's purely a political move. They deliberately did it just to change the race of the character, and, you know, he's become one of the most unlikable Spider-Men in recent history. It's like, this is really sad, guys. Just make a new superhero without, you know, leading...
Exactly. It's like, fucking, where does this stop? I mean, Superman, Superman dies, there's a black Superman now. Batman dies, there's a black Superman.
It's just really...
Actually, I'd like to see that.
It's really insulting, you know, people of other races as well, because it's like, it's suggesting that they can only be that or something, they should aspire to that. And it's like, come on, guys, do you not see how racist the statement in that actually is? Or maybe the way I'm putting it is racist, I can't hear myself. Yeah,
It's like a black character can never make it out, but if we make him Superman, yeah, that's gonna work. But a new original minority character, that's never gonna fly.
Time, all the genuinely good characters who are of different races and cultures are completely overlooked. And thank God Disney have gone ahead with the Japanese characters, the Big Hero 6. They're going to be part of a Marvel movie that's coming up as well. So again, Disney, they're actually looking into the creative properties that they have and making use of them. Well, we have a Japanese superhero team. Why not do something with that? See if it works. And I think it's a fantastic idea. Don't just mess about with the franchise you've got at the moment. However, there are some exceptions I'll make. Obviously, Samuel L. Jackson is Nick Fury because it's Samuel L. Jackson.
Say DC again, motherfucker.
But the same thing goes with fucking they want to do. I know this isn't a Marvel or Disney franchise, though it may be in the future and probably is in some way under the table. James Bond will probably be a black actor at some point in the future, which I have no problem with as long as they get a good actor. But I feel with characters like Spider-Man, it's like it deliberately came from a very pasty, white, nerdy place, and to try and change that is to just insult everyone involved and everyone watching. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yes. Spider-Man was never supposed to be street smart or hip or anything.
Not suggesting that, wow, this is really getting racist, but not suggesting that anybody who isn't white, isn't nerdy, and doesn't, have that kind of
experience with school bullying.
Exactly. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that with Peter Parker, that specific character, I just see he's just I don't know.
At least Marvel actually didn't do what another recently Disney purchased property, Lucasfilm, did, and just make a fucking racist stereotype like Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it could happen.
Although, hell, who knows what's going to happen now that Lucasfilm is owned by Disney? Maybe we'll see Jar Jar Binks in a remastered version of Song of the South.
Zippity doodah! Misa having a wonderful day.
Oh no! That was terrible.
And that's how the CCS podcast got canceled.
When we swing on your brother.
So you skipped to the end of the video too, huh? Oh shit, how am I going to dig myself out of this one? Like, comment, subscribe, and do all that modern stuff you people do. Yeah, that works. We've got other episodes, like our Star Wars acquisition discussion, and even the one on fanboy idiocy. That's my personal favourite. And don't forget to keep up with us on ChesureCatStudios.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet with us on Twitter. I mean, it's not like we're desperately trying to get a fan base together or anything. And yeah, that went south really fast. Look, I tell you what, come over here for a second. You might want to subscribe to that there channel of mine if you fancy seeing some documentaries about the secret history of Disney or Zelda. But don't tell them I said that, or... Oh, okay, great. Thanks for the Photoshop, Max. Bye, folks. I'm a gorilla now. Ook ook.